There's your day, long little
Like shaking. Yeah.
done. Child of the pocket, not a work in the sun. May you be where I am in eternity.
Can she hear it? Can you hear it?
May you be where I am in eternity.
You can hear it? Okay. That should be. No, that's not the one that I want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go to the other one.
Okay.
Yeah, that one. But don't be here. Yeah. You have to be out in the other room. Yeah. I can hear it.
Hey.
Welcome. Welcome, beautiful family. On this beautiful day, that we get a mourn and celebrate our beautiful brother, the hopeful child. We want to thank Tyler and Peter for that opening music. We want to thank all of you for being here, and all of you who have contributed to this beautiful altar. And if you have anything else that you would like to contribute, if you've not put your thing at the altar, then now is the time. Can everyone please silence their phone at this moment so we can really settle and drop into this moment in a heartfelt space? And as we silence our phones, may we take 3 deep breaths. Actually, let's let the altar go down first.
If you want to, like, sit.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Matt was always so skilled at building altars. I complimented him numerous times, and this is an altar worthy of Matt. Thank you. So let's take 3 deep breaths to ground into this experience. and settle into our hearts. So on the count of 3, let's breathe deep into our belly and out. 1, 2, 3. Again. One more time. Now as we begin this ceremony for our brother Matt, Luke is going to start us off with a flute blessing.
All right.
Hey you guys, thanks for being here to celebrate our beautiful friend and brother, Matthew. This is just a little prayer through the form of music to send up some love to our beloved. If you can throw a splash of reverb on this for the flute, that would be sweet. Thank you. Love you, buddy.
Thank you, Brother Luke, the beautiful flute, and thank you, Casey, for the smudge. As we deepen into this prayer of the day for our brother, may we bring Morgan up to begin the drum journey as Addison and Fox light the altar.
we are grateful to gather on the traditional lands of the Kalakuya people. May we bow in reverence to their teachings and to the wisdom of all indigenous peoples who pray in a good way and continue to walk gently and harmoniously upon this earth. With this flame, we honor the primordial light of creation and awaken this altar as a bridge between worlds. May this fire serve as a symbol of Matt's eternal light that continues to guide and protect us. With the tears shed here today, we honor the human experience and the ability to feel the full spectrum of emotions. May we remember that our tears are the life-giving waters of this planet and release them freely as our offering to our beloved Mother Earth. We call upon the spirits of our ancestors, whose blood runs through our veins, whose memory is woven into our DNA. We ask for your assistance in lifting our spirits and carrying our prayers into the unseen realms. All other kindred spirits beyond the veil, please be here now in support of this ceremony for our dearly beloved Matthew. And finally, we call on Matthew Harman himself to be present with us today. Matt, will you please wrap our tender hearts with your warm, healing energy? We grant permission for angels, spirit guides, and guardians to be present with us for this sacred gathering. We call upon our plant allies, the animal spirits, and all other supports to be present with us today. May this space be transformed into a sanctuary of courage, a space of unconditional love and non-judgment where all our parts are welcome. May we feel free to be broken and messy, as well as whole and ecstatic as we grieve and celebrate our loved one. May all beings feel safe to be authentic here. As we open this ceremony, may the impact of Matt's love ripple out into all dimensions, across all timelines, and touch all the hearts that need healing at this time. And so it is.
With a tender heart, I offer this blessing with deep respect. May we be blessed with constant courage and strength as we feel the huge loss of our dear Matthew, a beloved partner, son, grandson, loving father, and incredible friend. May we be blessed with a deep knowing of how many lives Matt touched through his generosity, his open heart, his music. Matt touched his music and the gift of his beautiful smile that would light up a whole room. How he offered a sense of belonging to those in his presence. May we be blessed with always remembering Matt for his visions, his dreams, his words given through amazing songs. May we be blessed with the awareness that Matt loved fiercely. He made every day count, and although he left us far too soon, his memory will live forever in our heavy hearts. May the gift of time help us to heal with grace. May we carry Matt's dreams forward with us in a good way. May we hold close how precious and brief life is, so that it will remind us to live like Matt did, appreciating the beauty in every breath, every moment, every day. May we continue to feel comfort as we grieve together as a community, where we can honor a beautiful man, a shining light who spread joy to everyone he met. Matt will always be remembered through the laughter of his darling girls, the loving devotion he had for Jocelyn, the stories we tell, the dreams we share, the tears we cry. May our spirits be lifted in every rainbow, blue sky, and garden we see. May we find gentle peace of mind as we move forward with love, hope, and grace. Until we meet again.
Thank you. Silence is the expression of the inexpressible. Silence is the medium through which those on the other side can communicate with us and we can communicate with them. So may we now take a moment of silence to be with our brother Matt. Next, we would like to bring up our brother Dirtball to read a poem called Death is Nothing at All by Henry Scott Holland.
Hello, everyone. Thank you all for being here one more time. I came down with a bit of a cold today, so my voice might not be at its best, but we're all here together. And Jocelyn asked me to read this poem, again called Death is Nothing at All, by Henry Scott Holland. So, death, I'm too tall for this. All right. Death is nothing at all. It does not count. I have only slipped away into the next room. Nothing has happened. Everything remains exactly as it was. I am I, and you are you. And the old life that we lived so fondly together is untouched, unchanged. Whatever we were to each other, that we are still. Call me by the old familiar name. Speak of me in the easy way which you always used. Put no difference in your tone. Wear no forced air of solemnity or sorrow. Laugh as we always laughed at the little jokes that we enjoyed together. Play, smile, think of me, pray for me. Let my name be ever the household word that it always was. Let it be spoken without an effort, without the ghost of a shadow upon it. Life means all that it ever meant. It is the same as it ever was. There is absolute and unbroken continuity. What is this death but a negligible accident? Why should I be out of mind because I'm out of sight? I am but waiting for you, for an interval, somewhere very near, just around the corner. All is well, nothing is hurt, nothing is lost. One brief moment, and all will be as it was before. How we shall laugh at the trouble of parting when we meet again. Thank you.
Now I gotta shorten it down. Next, we would like to introduce Peter Romanelli to perform 2 songs dedicated to Matt.
Hello, everybody. Hello. It's nice to see all of your faces. It's nice to be here with all of you, feeling Matt's love in this room after the time has passed. We've all been kind of marinating in this experience together. I'm just gonna play 2 songs for y'all. This first song I'm gonna play is a cover of a song by a band called Watch House that I heard for the first time a couple days after Matt passed away, and it's been a song that has hit me really quite hard in that time. Like an old friend, it's kinder than expected. The Cadillac came and gave our girl a ride. Lost has no end, it binds to our connection.
When you're close up,
We don't speak of it,
really quiet. Okay.
don't
Because
even
they're
try.
both going to this.
You could help me
So the only thing I'm
share
sending
the
you is coming
trouble.
directly from the boards.
But
Yeah.
you
So
got
I'm not sure why that would be changing from camera to camera.
So
You can help me in our time together. If memory will ever shine like golden embers in the night.
I guess I don't know.
Is one of them trying to use like the onboard microphone from the phone?
I think I'm seeing.
I miss the old hymns she used to sing them. Sparrows would spread out their mortal wings. Now they're all out here with the silence of streets.
Like down here, there's this one.
Like notes on the pages. She breathed life into all things. If you could help me share the trouble.
I don't get what the difference would be, I guess.
You got
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm not really sure
burned
either.
You can help
Can you
me
click the iPhone again?
time
So that says audio input capture, and go back to the other
Oh,
one.
my mom said it's good now.
shine like golden embers in the night.
like old friend. Reach out and touch me. Bathe me in the light of understanding. If you could help me share the trouble you got burning in you. You can help me end in our time together. This memory will ever shine like golden embers in the night. Okay. I'm gonna play one more song. This next song is a song that I wrote, and the night that I heard about the news of Matt passing, I went out to the farm and we all sat in the yurt and shared photos and stories of Matt and drank some tequila and just felt it all together. And this song is one that I wrote this summer, and I don't know, it just felt appropriate that night to play. And Jocelyn asked me to just share this one today. So thank you all for being here. I love all of you. A friend of Matt is a friend of mine. I don't know all of the faces in here, but I feel like I do. But I do know most of you. I've seen wildfires burning up on high, and I've heard that angel band sweetly singing all through the night. And I'm sitting on the bank of the river, and I'm trying to drive a teardrop in my eye, and I'm thinking about the years that have gone by, and I sigh. That old Mackenzie River on a long hot summer day. It'll tear your heart wide open, it'll blow your blues away. It'll teach you how to live, it'll teach you how to die. It ain't no lie. It's that old Mackenzie River on the 13th of July. Looking back into my eyes, and the past, present, future of our lives colliding. And I'm sitting on the bank of the river, and I'm listening for the whisper of the wind, catching fragments of a song that never ends on the river bend. It's that old Mackenzie River on a long hot summer day. It'll tear your heart wide open, it'll blow your blues away. It'll teach you how to live, it'll teach you how to die. It ain't no lie. It's that old Mackenzie River on the 13th of July. Child dreaming It'll tear your heart wide open, it'll blow your blues away. It'll teach you how to live, it'll teach you how to die. It ain't no lie. It ain't no lie. It's that old Mackenzie River on the 13th of July.
Thank you, Brother Peter. You said something just now, before that song. You said a friend of Matt is a friend of mine. Ain't that a beautiful truth of Matt, is that he was able to bring all of us together and make this event happen. And to have an impact on all of us that's coming out today, and that is something truly be cherished. If you're in the back, feel free to come on in and find a seat. As this next portion of our ceremony is the life tributes part. This will be a chance for loved ones to speak about their experiences with Matt, share tributes, and our first person to share a tribute is Andrea Tyson.
Too much. But, oh. Okay. So, I'm a longtime friend of Matt's. I live on the funny farm. I have so many thoughts, memories, and feelings about Matt's passing. It's difficult for me to express just how much light he brought into my life. But I just wanted to talk about a few key memories and thoughts. Matt was one of the first friends I made when I moved to Eugene. I moved here when I was 20, and I'm 34 now. Out of those 14 years, I lived with Matt for about 10 to 11 of them. So, safe to say, I knew him pretty well. I can still remember the first night I met him. My roommate at the time got invited to a party, and I came along with her. It was at a house called the Honky Tonk. What's interesting is most of the people that lived there were actually from my neck of the woods, the Coos Bay, North Bend, Coquille area. So I immediately felt a sense of camaraderie and comfort with these new people. At one point in the night, this extremely energetic guy comes running up to me. He had a huge smile and a friendly demeanor. He introduced himself as Matt and asked me pretty much my entire life story. It was surprisingly easy to connect with him, and we got lost in conversation. We talked a lot about music. Matt always had that ability to make you feel like you've known him forever. And at one point, he just said, "I think we should get married," which threw me off, but he was harmless, and we laughed about it. For those of you who may not know, Matt and I were actually together. We were together for almost 4 years. I'm grateful that I was able to experience that loving and caring side that not many others have. I believe he's a huge stepping stone in my life that made me who I am today. We were both able to learn and grow from that relationship in a lot of ways. Actually, the amount of growth I've seen in Matt the whole time I've known him is really inspiring. But that was Matt, one of the most inspirational humans I've known. I know that Matt is the reason why the Funny Farm exists today. He was the glue. He was the dreamer. His ability to network and find amazing people is rare. I mean, it was Matt who found the property in the first place. I remember the first time he took me out to the property. He prefaced by saying, "It's a little bit of a fixer-upper, but just wait. So one night we drove out there. When we got on Kimball Road, I was blown away by how beautiful the land was and how the cute little houses were. And then we took the left onto the property, and I was surprised, to say the least. Fixer-upper was an understatement. But when we walked around the property, I started to understand his vision and see the potential that he saw. We fell asleep on the living room floor, made of 1,000 blankets and pillows. When I woke up that morning, he was still ecstatic, and his energy was contagious. Shortly after that morning, we all moved everything out there, and that was the beginning of the Funny Farm. The Funny Farm is a place where community can thrive, where families can live and help each other, where we grow food and live off of the land, where there is ample space for get-togethers and reconnecting with the earth, where we can work the land and heal it, where we get silly and we laugh, where we find comfort in the chaos that's happening in this country right now. These are just some of the ideas that Matt and the rest of us share. Sounds like paradise, right? But it's been an ongoing process to get to those ideals. Through some hardships and learning from mistakes, we are continuing to work towards those dreams. And Matt was a huge part in that vision. His passing is a massive loss, but even though he's not physically here anymore, his dreams, his love, and his passion, just to name a few fabulous traits, will continue to live on and fuel us to work towards these goals. The last conversation that I had with Matt, the day before he left us, we had a team day. We were cleaning out the bomb shelter, and if you know about the bomb shelter, you know it's a big project. I was personally going through some emotional turmoil and wasn't really in the mood to work, but I decided it might be beneficial for my soul, and I'm really glad I did go out. Matt was excited. He was working hard. He was hutching and butching. It was hard not to smile when he was. But he brought up how if we just had some more friends out there for team days, we could finish clearing and cleaning up the farm in just a week or two. And again, his excitement was contagious, and I remember thinking, hell yeah, let's do it. The last conversation with him has left a mark on me. I would love to continue to build out and beautify the property even more, not only for the benefit of us at the Funny Farm, but for the honor of Matt. Matt has left us in a physical sense. We all feel it. But I do believe his death left us with some important lessons. Believe in yourself. Connect with your inner hopeful child. Tell those in your family and circle that you love them. Encourage those around you. Be kind to others, including strangers. Be grateful and appreciative of where you are now. Collaborate with your friends. Continue to create and dream on. These ideas I just mentioned are some points of conversation that I've had with Matt throughout the years. And I think most of you in this room probably resonate with them too. I will certainly be reminded of his light and the love he exuded, especially through his family, through Jocelyn, and through his two beautiful daughters that I often call my nieces. I could go on and on about fun memories and stories about him, just like I'm sure all of you can. But I do know that he's probably smiling down on all of us right now, and all the hard work that Jocelyn put into this event to make it so beautiful and unique, just like Matt was.
And next, we would like to bring up Matt's beloved and oh so strong partner, Jocelyn, to speak some words.
All right. Hard for me to condense this down. And yeah, just before we begin, I just want to say that this is really literally the hardest thing I've ever had to do, and I'm just so thankful for this whole community to witness me in this grief and vulnerability. I want to acknowledge what an honor it was to be so close and intimately invited into the depths of Matt's soul. To be the keeper of his secrets, the one he turned to, the one he cried with, the one he felt safe with. This is probably the single most valuable gift he blessed me with, and he was full of gifts. Thank you, Matt, for everything. As we all know, Matt was an excellent lover. He never missed an opportunity to say, I love you. His love had no bounds. Brother, sister, mother, cousin, cashier at the grocery store, the old lady he just met, didn't matter who you were, he loved you a lot. This was also evident in the way his hugs silently said, I love you, sometimes even louder than his words. The way he loved his mother was very sweet to witness. As he was an only child, she was his person, and they had a very deep and close relationship to one another. And Matt was really good at showing his love for others. When we first got together, we bought a sound system to support the musical performances at the Whitaker Community Market, which I was spearheading at the time. It's the same sound system that we still use to this day for other community events. And it didn't stop there. I watched in awe as he'd show up to the Whit Market with his stacks of cash and, like a kid on Christmas, proceed to buy out an artist's entire stock of prints, every salve from an herbalist, or all the rocks and crystals from someone's collection. And to top it off, he was mainly buying those things as gifts for other people. In addition, he would always buy every single piece of merch or vinyl, whatever they had the band after a show. He's always so generous in the way he showed his love and support of other artists. Not only that, but he always had the most generous interpretation of everyone he met. It's like he was blind to the fault of others. Or rather, those just didn't matter to him. He was focused on the positive. And he had such a positive outlook on life too. I think the thing that touches my heart the most was the way Matt turned into the most loving father to our daughters. To complement this role, he was a great cook. Most of the time using veggies and stuff that he grew in the garden. A proper kitchen witch. And he was also really good at cleaning. All of this domestic stuff, which I know isn't always typical for the father, so I felt really lucky to be supported in this way. And he was just a really good parent, always responding with playfulness and creativity with the girls to combat their boredom. He would entertain them with his silly shadow puppet shows, the wacky songs on the guitar, usually spin-offs of the traditional kid songs like Down by the Bay, encouraging the girls to come up with their own verses to the song like he was. He really was such a nurturing father. In all honesty, I owe it to him for teaching me how to be a loving mother. And Matt was a rebel. Following in his father's footsteps, he really loved and respected his dad, always extending his love and grace for him. I appreciate the way Matt resisted mainstream culture and embraced the idea of time is art instead of time is money. He was on a different mission, a mission to embrace radical authenticity, a mission to heal and inspire, to be a lighthouse of love. He was truly free. He worked for himself and stood by his dad Malin's motto, if I'm not having fun, I'm not doing it. Matt made the most of every situation, putting his own unique spin on whatever he was presented with to make sure he would enjoy himself. I love how Matt had no shame in being himself and expressing his alternative worldview without a care about what others thought of him. From his eclectic taste in clothing, always gravitating towards the women's section in clothing stores, he was unafraid to stand out and always challenging the societal norms. My personal favorite example of this rebellious nature was when he took the ROTC recruitment pamphlets that were in the career center at his high school and set them on fire in a trash can. So punk rock. In fact, Matt had a whole punk rock phase where he got to embrace this to the fullest. And much to his surprise, his mom even supported him in this exploration of his image, from the way she let him dye his hair, helped him egg white his tall mohawk, and even let him host a couple punk shows in the Gray House on her property down there in Coquille. That was where he got to perform with his band, The Aborted Fetuses, and invite the whole punk community to gather. Matt loved human connection and bringing people together. Nothing made him more excited than the opportunity to introduce one good person to another good person that he knew, that already didn't know each other. This was partly why he was so passionate about the Funny Farm Forest parties, because he loved to curate a gathering of converging circles. Furthermore, Matt was a natural leader and teacher. He taught me everything he knew about music production and sound design, even though most of the stuff he was telling me was over my head, but he couldn't help himself just continue to tell me things, and actually did pick up some things along the way. He taught me how to DJ, he even taught Elder how to DJ a little bit, and he was also starting to teach Starling to play paradiddles on the drums not too long ago. He also taught me the ways around the garden, how to cultivate cannabis, and the importance of respecting the earth. Couldn't help himself to share every bit of knowledge he'd absorbed from his experiences along the way. Recently, he had the opportunity to give a presentation through his boss at the Black Cultural Initiative about permaculture and plant guilds, one of his favorite subjects. He was really nervous to do it, but he was really proud of himself for pushing himself into that growth edge. He also took every opportunity to teach the girls the names of plants, how to identify them and respect them, as well as their medicinal properties and what flowers you can eat and which ones you can't. Matt had a deep connection to the spirit of Mother Earth. He was a nature lover boy, which was an influence probably of him growing up in Alaska, between the Prince William Sound and the Chugach Mountains, near the mouth of the Copper River. No roads connect Cordova to any other Alaskan communities, so a plane or ferry is required to travel there. Matt moved there when he was 3 with his mom and grandma and stepdad Kelly to be with his great-grandma Irene. Her family are some of the first pioneers to settle in Cordova, and Irene became the matriarch of the little village there, where Matt got to be an honorary member, being her blood relative. Matt always spoke very highly of his great-grandmother and the network of support she created around herself, much like Matt did, following in her footsteps. He even embodied her nurturing feminine energy. Same goes for his gram, Beverly. He loved sharing deep spiritual books and insights with her, and she was very receptive to him. Being in the sticks of Alaska, folk music and bluegrass were imprinted in him there. That is where he first fell in love with the strings. I remember him recalling how the community would gather for potlucks and jam sessions on the regular, and how they would always end the evening with Good Night Irene, a traditional folk song first recorded by Leadbelly, one of his musical inspirations. Furthermore, his love for nature was really apparent to me when we had the pleasure of experiencing the COVID lockdown together. Just 6 days after our first daughter, Starling Rain, was born. I personally didn't leave the farm for 43 days while Matt cared for me postpartum, making sure I was nourished, supported, and loved. It was such a privilege to spend all our time soaking up delicious spring sun rays in our gardens with our community, along with Andrea, Fox, and Luke, planting plants and just being together without the external distractions. As time went on, without any sign of establishments reopening, it was obvious we were supposed to travel to make the most of it. So we bought a large REI tent and took it as an opportunity to explore nature together and become acquainted as a family of 3. We set out for an epic road trip along the coast. Final destination, the Olympic First, we stopped at Steve and Lisa's wedding at Horning's Hideout, where we got to celebrate love, introduce our 3-month-old daughter to the world, and where we met Casey and Morgan for the first time. Talk about divine timing. We were grateful to spend time gathering with other heart-centered folks at that time when fear was driving the rest of the world into isolation. From there, we went on to explore Astoria, Port Angeles, and finally the Hoh Rainforest, where we spent Matt's actual birthday, hiking the Hall of Mosses Trail. We both got spooked by a bear on the trail, and we were both happy to turn around and head back to camp. Later that evening, we grilled a slab of Copper River red salmon over the fire at our campsite in the way they used to do in Alaska with barbecue sauce. I'd never heard that before, but it was pretty good. With baby Starling on his lap, next to the fire, he kept stating how it was the best birthday of his life and how he'd reached his peak. After that trip, we continued to return to nature together, specifically our sacred place being the coast and all the watery places he loves so much. He was a Cancer after all, and I did find out that he had a grand water trine to top it off. That's for all my astrology friends. Anytime we needed to get away, get inspired, or process our emotions, we would head to the coast. In September 2020, when the holiday farm fires popped off, we went to Rockaway Beach to escape the smoke, record some music, and ended up accidentally conceiving our second daughter, Elder Song there. It feels appropriate that the last trip we took together, just him and I, without the girls, thanks to Andrea and Dirtball, was just 2 months ago to camp out on the coast. Just like our early days together. On this last camping trip, we held each other through a thunderstorm in our flooded tent, hiked the Hobbit Trail down to the beach, and spent time in silence next to the fire together. I'll cherish that memory forever. Furthermore, because of Matt's deep connection to the earth, he had a natural knack for gardening. Matt was a master of permaculture and embodied the permaculture principles, which are earth care, people care, and fair share. He was a self-proclaimed pollinator and saw himself as a catalyst for growth, and he certainly was. He took every opportunity to spread seeds. He always advised the girls against picking flowers so we could admire their beauty for longer. And when those same flowers had gone to seed, he would walk around collecting seed heads and then scatter them into new sections of the garden. In permaculture, this is just one method of chaos gardening, and he was really good at it. He even invited friends over a couple times to walk around the property and scatter wildflower seeds. It was always a wonder when we would find kale plants growing out in the middle of the lawn, or flowers growing out of other peculiar places. In 2021, his friend Alex, who we met at the permaculture design course at the Oregon Eclipse Festival, started working for Terraganics, a company that sells EM1, which stands for Effective Microorganisms. And Matt insisted that we buy a whole 55-gallon drum of EM, and then he proceeded to spend the rest of spring and summer spreading the good bug all over everything at the farm. He started making bokashi and his own EM activations with other various materials, including his urine. His vision has been an accelerator in making our space what it is today. He was creative and had so many ideas, and he actually had the ability to manifest them. When you step foot onto our land, you can immediately see and feel the impact he made there. A lot of progress has been made, like Andrea said. He loved propagating plants, buying new plants, and then more plants. All the plants. He helped build 3 greenhouses, set up a large barn nursery, and built too many garden beds to count, some of them culture beds. In addition, he has planted many perennials on the land. To name a few, 25 blueberry bushes, 2 mimosa trees, 10 10 chestnut trees, 2 peach trees, a pear tree, a plum tree, 5 apple trees, a few of which we lost to our unruly goat, David Bowie, 4 fig trees, a persimmon tree, 5 grapes, and many, many, many flowers. I'm probably forgetting a bunch too, but you can tell when you look around. It is so beautiful. And they shaped the land to make it more beautiful in every way. And lastly, I really admired how Matt valued health and wellness. He understood the magic of yoga and the intelligence of plants. He knew a lot about biology and the human body, especially after his time working at Wynette's health food store. In the 2 years he worked there, he learned and retained so much information about natural remedies, herbs, different protocols, supplements, and the nutritional value of different foods and how they worked in the body. He was always eager to help me or anyone else heal an ailment with some natural remedy. Matt and I loved each other deeply. He showed me a depth of love and intimacy I didn't know was possible before falling in love with him. All that was shared between us was sacred, and still is. Our love did not need words nor definitions, nor need to be spoken, because it was simply known as truth, as in the depths of our souls. An infinite and unbroken bond. And that was basically why we never got married officially. However, in the past few years, as we both got deeper into ceremonial work, we decided it would be really beautiful to dedicate a ceremony to our love. It breaks my heart that we won't be able to do that after all. However, I do still plan to dedicate my life in service to his values and our shared dreams. It's the least I can do. So first and foremost, I plan to stay true to myself and my medicine path, as he always encouraged and supported, and now does so from his heavenly throne as a spirit guide. He was the king to my Joss queen, and always will be. I promise to extend his love to his daughters, Arlene Rain and Elder Song, and never let his memory die so that they can witness it in all his glory through stories, pictures, and videos. Second, my goal is to release as much of his music as possible. He had a lot of ideas. He started a lot of songs, but not a lot of them made it out into the world. So I hope his collaborators, many of you who are here, can help me in this endeavor too. He started collaborations with nearly every other musician he ever met. Some got released, but lots are still in the works. He felt so blessed to be part of the Soulful by Nature and Applecross communities, where he was seen and celebrated for his talent. He also had a special way with the guitar in writing folk songs that were rarely shared, with the exception of with Pete, who he would make little videos and send to him on the regular. Me and everyone else at the Funny Farm got to hear a little bit of his folk songs too, as he would walk around the kitchen playing them. And what an honor it was to sing and harmonize with him on music we made together. So, as a way to dedicate myself to him, I plan to pick up the guitar again and practice singing and drumming in his honor. And in addition, I'm never going to stop stewarding the land by growing food, feeding the people, building communities, starting gardens, collecting, propagating, and sowing seed at every opportunity. Let's plant the planet, as his dad Malin would say. I still plan to build our dream eco-retreat and healing center on the land that he named Sleeping Bee this summer, after finding numerous bees in his flowers that were sleeping. After he mentioned it to me, I started seeing the sleeping bees everywhere too. His spirit lives on now through all sleeping bees, as he was the definition of a pollinator and ironically struggling with insomnia and lucid dreaming for hours on end some nights. And furthermore, I plan to stand by his boss and dear friend JR, who he worked for at Organic Roots for the past 2 years in his personal endeavor to start a community and cacao farm in Puerto Rico. Matt and I were planning on taking a family trip over there this winter to start working on it with him. JR and his family are lovely people with the same shared vision as Matt, and I plan to support that fully. And finally, as a way to spread his love, I promise to take this newfound capacity for unconditional love to love up his daughters and his entire soul family. Obviously, the amount of grief I'm feeling is immense, but I promise to stay hopeful and alchemize this pain one way or another. Grieving is a sacred art, not an art whose product should be sold or seen objectively. Grieving is an art that, when it is fully known and made to actively happen in all its grandeur and integrity, is the backbone of all real peace. It is the art behind all real art. And Matt knew this too. He was a true artist, alchemizing the pain and suffering of the third dimension through the ethereal sounds of music. He had a gift of channeling emotions into sound, and his hope was to touch and heal individuals through his music. He held so much joy and appreciation for life, in the same capacity he held the grief of the world. So this is an invitation to go forth and make your art. Turn your love light on and keep it on, and then shine even brighter. It's what Matt would want us to do. This is a little poem that I wrote. It kind of just came through. I think it was like channeled from him. It contains a lot of the sayings that he would repeatedly say. Channeled message from Matt, straight from the funny farm in the foothills of the Cascades, right down the street from Jerry Garcia's old house. So if I had only one thing to say, it would be, I love you. You already know. I love you like I love myself. We out here, practicing permaculture out here. A culture of forever, a love that never dies. Like a sunflower always looking toward the light. Remember to follow your bliss. Our connection still lives. It's a rainbow full of sound, and everybody's dancing. I'm a rainbow too. He's gone, but the music never stopped. Hopeful child forever. Smiles Davis, always at your service. Always. Nothing left to do but smile, smile, smile. It was good to be seen by you.
Wow, truly beautiful words from our beautiful brother. And Jocelyn, I just hope you know that we're all going to support you in that mission of supporting Matt. Next, we would like to bring up our sister Morgan Page to read a poem in the garden. To continue hearing these beautiful stories and reflections around Matt's life.
Yeah, as Jocelyn said, we met at Stephen and Lisa's wedding in 2020, and I was like, these are my people. Okay, Earth Mama Joss, we got baby Starling, who they let me hold her right away. I was a complete stranger. And Matt, who introduces himself as Smiles Davis. I'm like, yes. We, since then, have been weaving so much beautiful creativity together. And a couple years ago, when my best friend Casey introduced Addison and I, the first night we met, you know, he's connecting all of these dots that I already know his best friends, and he already knows my best friends, and we're just coming in full circle, just circle after circle after circle. And I'm just honored to be here. I'm honored to share this poem that came through the last couple of weeks in honor of Smiles Davis in the garden. Collective abundance leads to individual prosperity. Work with each other to find your roles in the collective vision and thrive with your community. Matthew Harman. This is in the garden in 2 parts. 1, elephant garlic. I cup my etched palm and dig 3 inches into the compost dirt to place the elephant garlic bulbs flat side down, tip curved up and out, ready to realize its reach beyond winter. I'm thinking about all that is. The is being also what was, the was also being were, as in the truth is you were just there in the garden, and now you're somewhere else. And we're here in the eye of the storm of your sudden changing, sifting through memories in the bardo of your great initiation. So what now? Gotta keep the blackberries in check. Gotta harvest the squash and onion and corn. Gotta build up the beds for next season. We must continue to collect seeds, spit bars, cultivate ways to celebrate you. 2, how to move forward. Let us now move forward with our palms so coated in living soil that our skin has no other choice but to become it. Let us gather around the funny farm fire to laugh, to cry, to wonder, to share in all you are. Let us dig deep into the cavalcade of your photos, a festival of selfies, of stories, of silliness, of songs. Let us be soulful by nature, crossed by apples, and hopeful as a child. Connected by you through a series of seasons of cross-pollination. Let us now sprout mullein from our lungs, comfrey from our shoulders, mint from our feet. Let us grow mimosa from our eyelashes, amaranth from our fingertips, marigolds from our belly buttons. Let us flower every fall into the most fragrant of dankest buds in hues of lime and purple and blue. You'll be the spark that ignites it and the cherry that keeps it lit. Let us also be the water flowing abundantly from your well to the roots, from your roots to the river, from your river to the sea. Let us act as mycelia does, just below the surface of the wide-bellied earth, whispering to each other, we've got you, we've got you, we've got you. Let us always walk the garden path hand in hand with gratitude for all that is still growing, dreaming of all there is yet to plant. Let us embody love as you do, sitting up there on a rainbow with nothing but big old hearts dancing in your eyes. We love you, Matt. That last line was John crying. Thank you.
It's so beautiful to hear these stories and reflections that we have of Matt, that he brought us here, that he's given and gifted us with. And next up, we invite North O'Connor to share a life tribute for Matt.
I knew Matt a long time ago, like probably a lot longer ago than a lot of you guys before he came to Eugene. We're actually in prison together. And I'm pretty sure he was 19. And we were like the only guys that were normal in there. And it was scary. We were like really young kids. And him and his buddies broke into a retirement home on the coast and tried to steal penguins or something. He ended up in there, and he shouldn't have been there, and I shouldn't have been there either. But we found each other on the yard, and we're using these loaner guitars to play, guitar music and Beatles covers and stuff, and we got all these like rapper old dudes to come play with us, and OPB showed up and put us on the radio. And then we got in trouble with like all these gangs, and Matt left me there, and I wrote him letters, and he wrote me letters, and we're like, when we get out, we're gonna meet back up, and we're gonna start a band. And so I moved to Eugene, and I got a house, and I showed him the garden. I taught him gardening in the backyard of this house they had in Eugene, and it went crazy, and we got in a lot of trouble for tearing up the backyard, but it was fun. And he took all that, and I taught him to grow weed too. And he took all that, and he just blew it up. He went over there on that farm in Dexter. I was the first one that bought kratom. Sorry. But he took it to his work and was like, hey, you guys want to sell this for us? And it just took off. And I was like, all right, have fun with that, man. But he always would do things that I would show him and just take it and just kind of twist it in his own way. And he'd rather do something himself than have someone show him what to do. Even if they're really good at it, he'd just be like, all right, I can probably do this myself. Or one time I was showing him something at my house by garden scrogging. And he's like, cool, man, that's great, that's awesome. I was like, yeah, you'd love to do this. Like, you should try it at your house. I'll come over and set up for you. He's like, cool. And then like an hour later, I'm at the hardware store, and I run into him and Todd in the aisle putting together a bunch of PVC. Like, oh, hey, what are you doing here? He'd rather just do something himself and learn how to do it, because he wasn't afraid of hard work or things like that. I miss the dude hard. It's been really hard. I'm sure it's been hard. So I don't know you guys. But maybe we can all just talk and remember why we're all here today, There's a lot to be learned from this. Nothing's lost. I feel like more is learned than lost. I think sometimes people become so good at life that they just don't need to be here anymore. A lot of my best friends have passed on now, and like, I have lived through a lot, so I really need to work on it, I guess. But Matt was too good for this world. I know it sounds cliche, but he really was. I have some funny old pictures if you guys want to see them later too, of him looking really, really young and really scared in prison with me. But, it was really good for us both. I don't know if he really talked about it much. I was really open about it, and he kind of just kept being like, cool, bro, keep it down. And I show up in Eugene, and yeah, man, we're finally out. And he's like, it was all a learning experience. It made us who we were, and like we knew each other a lot cooler than most people will ever know each other. I know him, probably knew him a little bit better than my own brother. But anyways, guys, there's nothing lost here. I think we're all together. I don't have a speech for anything. It's good to hear up. That's all I have up here to say. I love you, Matt, and miss you. I know you're out there. Guys.
Let's affirm that. Much more has been gained than lost. I love hearing these reflections from Matt's life that I did not know. Thank you so much, brother. Next up, may we please have Kevin McDonald to the stage.
To continue with the amazing band names, I played in a band called Soccer Babes. And, a lot of my favorite memories in life are because of Matt and the people he introduced me to. The whole time of playing the house shows and everyone getting together and just feeling like we're completely invincible. I want those moments back in my life so bad, and they're just the best reminders of how to stay alive and just how to just treat everyone with love and respect. Everything in my life I can give to Matt. The way I approach people. Matt and I met while I was absolutely failing hitting on a woman at Agate Alley Bar, standing right next to me, witnesses this total meltdown go down, and just turns around and does the nice one, dude. And I was just like, I think we need to be friends. You're awesome. And I'm not even kidding you. Matt and I spent the next 24 hours together after that night. We went to his house, we listened to music, I said, I have all these songs, I want to start a band. Do you play bass? No. Well, you do now. And literally 48 hours after that, we went to the music store and bought a bass, and we started this band that I continue to play today. It's literally everything in my life is Matt. We didn't connect much for a while after some hard times and parting ways a little bit, but I think the universe brought us together one last time as our band had a tour date fall off, and I noticed the Funny Farm was having their fest, and I knew it wasn't going to be a real official show or anything, but in my heart I just wanted it to be one more time to see Matt and just reconnect with him in so many ways. In the years that we didn't see each other, constantly texting each other, constantly using the word, I love you, man. Everything you're doing is so amazing. And it's insane to me that I went so long not seeing Hopeful Child live, and that at that Funny Farm was the very first time I was ever able to see Matt do his music. And I'm just so grateful for that I had at least that chance. Yeah, Matt is the reason for my being, my music, my personality, the way I love people, the way I bring people into my life. It's all because of Matt. He is one of the most special people I've ever met in my entire life, and I really miss him. And yeah, I will continue to live my life exactly like Matt. Love, nurture, respect, treat everyone with respect and kindness. It's all you have left in this fucking crazy time of the world that we're living in. So honestly, Matt is my idol going forward in life, and that is that. Thank you. I love you guys.
Thank you so much, Kevin, for those beautiful words for our beautiful brother Matt. And now is your turn. If you feel inspired to share a story, a song, a poem, a laugh, a tear about Matt, feel free to stand on up. If you want to walk to the microphone, you can. If you do not feel like walking to the mic, just stand up and look at me, and I'll bring the mic to you. Would anyone like to share?
No need. Heaven's yes to all of you. I love every one of us. They'll always love us. I remember that poem that Dirtball said. I said the same thing to him when I went to travel. It's so sad you're leaving. I was like, I'm just right. Remember, hearts breathe.
Thank you, brother.
Hearts breathe.
Thank you.
I didn't even get this crappy t-shirt. It belonged to somebody else. But I remember a friend of mine and Matt were at a party, and for some odd reason the music felt like we needed to sing Harmony on the stairwell, and we played Richie Valens' O'Donna, and we were just like, oh my God, we are awesome at this. You know, I was like, we are killing it. And my roommate Jake's like, dude, it's like 2 a.m. You guys gotta go to sleep. And we're just like, that makes a lot of sense. Matt made me want to be a better human. I was privileged just having to know him. And I will be privileged the next time I get to see him. Because he's probably gonna have some awesome stories. And you know, him and his dad probably have a grow patch, a couple of, probably getting chewed out by guys, like, you guys can't keep doing that. He's like, yeah, we're probably gonna keep doing it, so you might as well get on board. You know, so he's with his father now. It's not really the end. It's more like see you later.
Oh. Chaos gardening throughout heaven. Thank you, brother, by the way.
Continued to be a refraining smile that just eliminated
frustration, and I had a very short time with him, but in the spirit of how sufficient that was to provide for my heart and be a way for Matt to love me more than I was loving myself in the short time I had in my life. I want to share a little prayer of gratitude. Matt, if you had only knuckle pounded me one time and reminded me of how great my ideas were, it would have been enough. If you'd only snuck up behind me, squeezing my shoulders, asking for a favor, and interrupting my thoughts just one time, it would have been enough. If you had snuck up on my other side to play a song in my ear that you just thought I had to hear out of your crappy little cell phone speaker just one time, it would have been enough. If you had lifted my chin while I was too focused to smile, only just one time, it would have been enough. You changed me. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Yes.
I just happen to be sitting right here as well. I met Matt once at Funny Farm this summer, and the impact that he has and had and will always have is an internal flame that each of us holds. And loss is deep, and loss is immense, and it can be a big black hole, which friends of mine actually study. So, in the grander scheme of all that is, and the universal miracles that bring us to now, and every circumstantial piece that has to be in play in order for all of us to have what we have, nothing can change. And to have radical acceptance, especially when we wish things were different, and to be in the now, when all we want to do is step into the past. The whole point of life that I've learned up to now is to have fun with it.
Thank you. It's so, so beautiful in all of the glory and pain to just see how Matt's beautiful soul has been a golden thread changing all of our lives.
My name is JR, and I worked with Matt, and he was my right-hand man for the last 2 years, and other than my wife, my wife and kids, he was the person that I've seen the most these last 2 years, and I got really close with him, and he's talked about a lot of you guys, and he really taught me a lot. We had a lot in common with our love for plants, and his family. I have kids, and he really motivated me to be a better person, and I'm just so grateful for him, and I wanted all you guys to know that the week before he passed, I had never seen him more happy, and he was like I said, I worked with him for 2 years straight, and so we had a lot of ups and downs and stuff. But this last week, he had such a high vibe, and he was walking back and forth, counting his steps, and he broke the record of how many steps he worked, and he was so excited. He was walking around trying to add up his steps at the end of the day, and you know, he was doing yoga, he was exercising, he loved his kids. It was just, I just couldn't believe that this happened, and I feel like he had a light to him, a light, but also his weight was not heavy, and so that makes me happy to think about him when I do think about him, and I'll always think about him through my work and the things that I do, and yeah, I hope that we can continue to build his farm up, and also to keep his vision going. And he really loved all you guys. He talked about you guys all the time, and you guys all meant so much to him. And like everyone's saying, community meant a lot. And so thank you for your time, guys.
I want to let you know he talked about you too, and always in a loving way.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy. I ended up getting really close with, I've known Matt for quite a few years, but then at the Funny Farm I got really close with Malin, and food was like a really big way we all bonded. And I just want to let you guys know that in Matt's honor, we took not one, but 2 bites of salad. And he didn't die, and maybe next time he'll take 3. But we all miss Matt, and it's really good to see you guys.
Good to see you too, brother.
So I knew Matt in the periphery. I had the pleasure of being his astrologer, and mostly I knew him through Jocelyn. I got to spend time with her, and she really warmly welcomed me out to the Funny Farm to read for their family. And it's beautiful to be an astrologer and get to see into a person's soul kind of the whole message and journey and purpose of their lives. But to read for somebody you don't know, and to see them through the lens of astrology and through the eyes of their loved ones, and then to be at a memorial service where I get to hear and see his chart come to life, and everything everybody is saying is so accurately written in the stars of this man, that he is soulful and such a lover, such a networker and a harmony bringer. Has really a gift for unifying. And what's been amazing talking with Jocelyn through this transition about his chart, one of my passions in astrology is studying the posthumous activity of a person's chart. So beyond death, which is apparently just an illusion, their chart lives on. And Matt's real destiny, his real purpose, his real vision is only just beginning. So this transition is an initiation. Just want to let everybody know from the things that I'm hearing you say that truly it's written in the stars, and it'll really culminate in a couple of years where this community goes and what you all do with the ways that he touched your lives and continues to touch them. I'm just really grateful to be here and celebrate this man.
All right. This is so fun. I think Matt would enjoy this too.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Carla, Jocelyn's mom, and I just want to say that I'm really thankful and grateful to Matt for bringing all the love that he did to my daughter, for my daughter. And I saw it in her. Sorry, I can't do this. But I know that they had a beautiful relationship. The love they shared is something that I'm very grateful for him. to God for bringing him into this world, and so that he was able to share with not only my daughter, but with all of you. I'm grateful for his green thumb and everything he shared with his children and how he loved all living things. And also, probably one of the highlights is I'm grateful for the 2 grandchildren that I've been able to experience with them, and for the farm family. They're wonderful people, and it warms my heart to know that even though I'm far away, she's surrounded by a lot of love. I just want to thank everybody.
Hey guys, my name's Luke. I'm one of the members out here at the Funny Farm. And I was thinking about just being quiet, keeping it in my head, but I really need to just get it out and talk about this amazing human that has changed my life in so many amazing ways. I remember meeting this guy like randomly at a party, probably 12 years ago or something. We just met in passing, we were acquaintances. We stayed in touch, never really spent too much time together. And then one day I was just in like this really transitional period of my life, like living out of the car with my dog. And I was like, reached out to him on a whim because I remember just this quick connection in a chaotic scene where we had met. I was like, that guy's really special. Like, I know we didn't get that much time together, but I felt something very just genuine and heartfelt and passionate from this person. So I reached out to him. He's like, I'm out here in Dexter. He's like, dude, I'll pay you to trim weed, live here, sleep in your car. He's like, throw a tent up, whatever you need, just so welcoming and so generous and so giving and loving. And so I roll out there, and I remember turning down Kimball Road and just being like, where am I going? This is absolutely beautiful. Like, what is this gonna be? And I get there, and I'm just like, dude, you rent this place? What is this land? He's like, oh, I don't know, Funny Farm. Like, we're trying to do stuff out here. Anyways, so yeah, that was like almost 10 years ago, and I never left because knowing him just blessed me with this amazing community of people and friends and family that I'm so fucking grateful to have in my life. And yeah, it's just, I don't know, I could go on and on about this amazing human. There's some people you meet in your life where it's like there's a turning point. Sometimes it's just whatever, it could be bad or good or amazing, and this was just like, this is a chapter in my life where I turned a corner and it just opened up so much abundance in my life. And I remember a lot of times when we were working together, we're like, man, dude, you've been on the worst days. He's like, we talk about this together, like, you've been on the worst days. He's like, dude, look around. He's like, you made it. We made it. Let's just keep going. So, yeah. And the only other thing I want to say is that, this life feels like forever. We feel like we're always going to have more time, and we may not be here tomorrow. And so, just the fleeting loss of my wonderful, beautiful friend, what it has taught me is to be as present as possible, to look your people in the eye, make it weird, hug them for a longer maybe than they're comfortable with, and just let them know, I love you, I appreciate you, thank you for being in my life, because it may be the last time you get a chance to say that. I love you, buddy, I miss you so much. Anyways, give it up for Matthew Harman.
I did not plan on saying anything, but I met Matthew in 2017. I started having these dreams that were waking me up at night, and I needed to build this thing, and it was really important, and it was a tricycle that made snow cones. And I figured out I could sell them at the Whitaker Community Market. And so the next 2 summers of my life I spent with Matt and Jocelyn and buying buying all the things that the artists made, trying to sell snow cones and buying ice. It was one of the, I spent all the money I had making the snow cone tricycle, and I had like $80 some weeks, and I would go buy ice and buy things to put on the ice, and I would drive the tricycle over to the market and spend the rest of the money buying little trinkets and things that the artist made. Try to make a little bit of money somehow in the next few days to be able to make snow cones again the next week. And it was something that I realized about the whole experience was it wasn't about making a business or a product, it was about making community, that whole experience. And after we didn't do the market anymore, personally the market continued on and we left it. We decided to do snow cones at Oregon Country Fair, and Matt and Jocelyn came on the first year and continued with us every single year after that. Even Matt is the only person on my crew that came every single year and helped me every single year without any failures to show up. And there was a weird thing that happened this year at fair. Matt told me, you know what, I'm learning that I don't need to work as hard, that sometimes I can sit back and let others step up. I was really confused. Like, Matt's never shown up in this way before. He's never like sat one out and like enjoyed himself while everyone else steps up. And I was confused about it, and I was like, what's going on? And I finally was like, Matt, just like sitting in a lawn chair next to everyone else while they're working. He's like, you know, why don't you come road dog with me? We'll go get the ice, and you can sit in the car with me and go get the ice at the corner store. And that was the last time I really got to connect with Matt, was road dogging to the corner store. We needed to go get the ice. And I was really confused for a while, like why he just decided to enjoy his fair this year. Now it makes a lot more sense. He just fucking lived it up for his last fair, you guys. And I am so glad he did. So may it be a lesson to us all. Sometimes you can sit it out and let other people step up.
I also was not really planning on saying anything, but I'm gonna say something now. Hallie, that's Hallie, everyone who's just talking, was the person that introduced me to the Funny Farm. And in 2020, July of 2020, when Country Fair would have been happening, the elusive Funny Farm was having a party, and Hallie called me up and was like, hey, does your band want to come play out at my friend's party? And I was like, hell yeah, we do. And I didn't really know what to expect or what was gonna happen. It was the middle of COVID. I hadn't even been to a party in like 3 months. It seemed to be like we were forgetting what party was. And that night, we actually played a live stream from this room for the Oregon Country Fair on this stage, and left here and drove out to the Funny Farm at like midnight and got out there. And I got out of my car, and Addison was the first person to come and greet me with a big fur coat on and just gave me a big old hug, and I was like, hey, these people are real nice. And the rest of the band shows up, and they get out there, and they were really uncomfortable with being at a party. It was a weird time. We hadn't been in a group, and my people that I was gonna play music with they got there and they were like, actually, I don't feel comfortable with this. I'm gonna go home. And I was like, I respect that, and I hear you, and I hope you're not judging me or these people, but this is awesome. I'm gonna stay here, and I need to meet these people. And I proceeded to get high and hang out around the fire and play music all night long. In which case that night was the first time I ever saw the ice school tricycle. And Sam threw a snowball into my brand new guitar in the middle of the party. That's Sam, everybody. And it's not important, but okay. And the sun is coming up, and at this point I hadn't met Matt or Jocelyn, but this beautiful couple comes down with the Starling, who was like a freaking peanut. She's like the size of a football. And I was sitting by the fire with Moose, one of the original Funny Farm dogs. And he's a really sweet boy, and I'm hanging out with him by the fire. And Matt comes walking up to me, and I hadn't met him ever before. I didn't even know who he was, or who's at this point, who owned this land, where I was really. And he comes up to me, and he's kind of looking at me and looking at the dog. And he's like, "What's up, man?" He's like, "How's that dog?" It's like, "He's great." He's like, "All right, cool. Sometimes he's really weird with people, but he's like, he seems to really like you." And I was like, "Cool, what's his name?" And I was like, he's like, "Moose." He's like, "What's your name?" And I was like, "Pete." He was like, "Damn, Moose loves Pete." And he was like, "I'm gonna make a sign back here and put it up and say, Moose loves Pete." And he was just so funny, and it was just a hilarious introduction, and I met his baby and all of his sweet friends, and the night of Matt's passing, I went out to the farm, and the first person to greet me, first creature, was Moose coming running up to my car. And I could just like feel Matt's love in that moment, and just hung out with Moose. And there's just so much love and collective just intertwining of people's lives in different circles of the like Eugene community at large that have crossed paths out at that place, really because of Matt. And like that night I met so many people. I think I met you that night, Alex, a bunch of people in this room. And I'm just so grateful to have been a part of that, and still to be a part of that, and for Matt's weaving and open arms, and just his whole vibe that he put forth into the world. And I hope to do my best to keep that alive. Thanks, y'all.
Hi, I'm Sam. I'm the snowball guy and I have a pranking problem. I met Matt and Jocelyn through Hallie, through doing snow cones with them. And some of the cool things about Matt was he was always just like everybody's best hype man of all time. You'd have an idea and it was immediately, "Oh, hell yeah, brother, you should do that. You should do that. We should do this cool thing together." And you could, I'm sure a lot of you have spent time where, it'd be the wee hours of the night, and then all of a sudden you have all these plans to do all these wild projects and make these commitments together, and you build a friendship around that. And he just had never known a stranger, and I had never, granted, I didn't spend as much time with him as many of y'all have, but I had never heard him say a bad word about anybody, and I've never seen him too frustrated with an obstacle where he didn't feel like he would overcome it and just keep a positive attitude. And those are things that I think we should all try to incorporate into our lives moving forward, and embody some of his qualities.
Wow, it's so amazing to think not only did Matt weave all of us together in this room, but he also did it in a profound way where all of us are sharing these stories about how he touched our hearts in so beautiful, amazing ways. Does anybody else want to share in this moment? Yeah, 1, 2.
Hi, my name is Mark, and I'm Jocelyn's dad. Jocelyn's proud father. I'm gonna cry just like his mom did, but we're on my own. I met Matt, I don't know, 5, 6 years ago. They came to Minneapolis for the holidays. And I had not met Matt, but I knew they were together and heard a little bit about the funny farm. And of course, as the wheels are spinning in my head, as many fathers might do, what the hell is going on out there? And who's this Matt guy? You know, I can't wait to meet him, you know? And, but I quickly learned after sitting down with Matt, chatting with him, learning more about beets, yurts, and gardening than I ever cared to know. And, but he was amazing. Smiles Davis, I had not heard that one, but that's fitting because that's all he ever did was smile. You know, when he got to Minneapolis, he was clearly out of his element. Just, but he, you know what? He was not shy. He was, you know, everybody in my family, Jocelyn's mother's family, loved Matt. The moment we met him, you know, a funny story that happened just my last visit last January. I was out here, and Matt and Jossie and I decided we'd take the girls for pizza on a Sunday night, and it just so happened there was another family that had a birthday party going on. A lot of people coming in with balloons and presents, and Matt and Joss were sitting across from each other talking, having a pitcher of beer, and pretty soon we look around, and I guess this was my job, but I didn't know where the kids were, and neither did they. So, but we looked over, and the girls had decided to join this birthday party. There were presents, balloons over there. We didn't bring that. So, but in watching the interaction between Matt and Jocelyn, I knew she was in the right place. And the way they looked at each other, the twinkle in his eye, they were I don't even know what they were talking about, but just watching them, the way they looked at each other, I knew how much he loved her, and I know how much she loved him. You know, we've all experienced loss in our life in some way. I heard it said when someone passes, people often regret that they didn't say something or, you know, had some sort of unfinished business. And my only regret is that I never got to thank Matt for loving my daughter. The way he does. And I'm not ready to speak of him in the past tense yet, because I know he's in this room with us today, loving her, loving those beautiful girls, and loving each and every one of you. You know, Jocelyn doesn't come to Minneapolis much anymore, and when I come out here, I understand more and more why, because she has a family right here with all of you, and I'm so grateful for that. You know, when I had heard Matt had passed, my immediate thought was, oh my God, I've got to get out there today. And I was quickly reassured by Jocelyn and my family that, you know, she has plenty of support out here, and it's just been such a gift, and we're all so grateful. I can speak for everybody else back home that, you know, we're just astounded and overwhelmed with the love and support that she gets from everybody out here. And Matt, I'm going to thank you for loving my daughter the way you do, and making me grandfather of two most beautiful little girls on this planet. I may be biased, but thank you, Matt. I love you.
Hello again, everyone. So I guess, like, since Matt's passing, I've thought some about how to kind of honor his legacy. And the idea I've kind of come to is just the idea of watering the flowers in a couple of ways. Because obviously he was a master gardener. There's seeds he collected back there that y'all can take home if you want. And so, like, watering the flowers in that sense is a good way to honor him. But then just like watering the flowers as a metaphor too of like the relationships and the human garden he put together. Like planting the seed, nurturing it, letting it grow into something beautiful. That's something I always admired a lot about him and continue to admire. He's like, that's why we're all here. Like, these are all seeds he planted, flowers that he nurtured and brought to life. And I guess that's kind of that's just the honor I've been thinking of for Matt. So that's, yeah.
Hey guys, I feel like I should probably say something. I've known Matt since I was 12 years old when he moved to Coquille, and we became friends, good friends, by the end of 8th grade. And in high school, we were, best of friends. Like our group. I mean, he was a force. You know, I mean, like, he shaped, I think, all of our lives in high school. I mean, like, I don't think I would have known hardly any of the people except for the people I went to high school with without him. Because, you know, he got me into punk, and he was in the band Aborted Fetuses with Dan and Nick back there. And then we discovered MySpace and found the Coos Bay punk band Machines with Jake and Nick and Caleb and that's why I know half the people in this room. And it was his energy. I mean, we would have never connected without him. And his need to connect. And then we graduated high school and I went off to college, and as soon as I graduated college and me and my ex had broken up, I started hanging out with Matt again, and it didn't take too long before I quit my job and just decided to I didn't even know what my plan was then, but eventually after that, he was my partner in life until just now. And I don't think I could have done it with anybody else, because I have a hard time connecting with people, but only somebody like that could I have connected with so well, because he did all the heavy lifting there, and he was weird enough, too. He was hilarious. He was so funny. He was one of the funniest people. In high school, we had our friend Brian. Brian passed, at the end of senior year. That was really tragic. And Brian was his best friend. And Brian was hilarious, too. I can't imagine, what they would have done together. I think it's only because Brian passed that, eventually I ended up such part of his life. Because, man, that would have been something else. I mean, those two are they were the most amazing people I've ever known, probably will ever know. Yeah, he really is, I think about significant relationships, not just romantic relationships, but there's only a few significant relationships in my life, and I think he was the most significant relationship in my life. And he probably was for a lot of people, because that's who he was. So I love you, Matt, and I'm really gonna miss you. And I'm so glad that there's so many things to remember you by, your beautiful children and the land that we stewarded together. So that's it.
Katie, Jess's cousin. In 2021, I was going through a breakup and hit the road and did all the west area, wound up in California, and I was like, all right, I don't really know where to go next. I don't really want to go from LA all the way back to Minnesota. So I'm like, oh, Joss is in Oregon. And so I hit her up, and we ended up, they just welcomed me in with open arms, and I was going through a hard time. And I quickly realized, like, wow, this is a really amazing community. Yeah, so then fast forward 2 weeks, I was like, I want to like stay here. And I really connected with the girls pretty instantly, and they were quite young at the time, so when I came back, it was to kind of be that live-in nanny for them, and it really shaped me. It was a very special chapter in my life. Joss really showed me what it's like to be a mother in a really deep way, and Matt also showed me how to be a really cool, present, playful father, and the relationship is really inspiring to me, and always will be.
Thank you. Thank you all. It's been so beautiful to hear all of these stories today. And in a minute, we're gonna put on a slideshow of Matt. I wanna say a few words too, though. I wanna say a few words first. I encourage those of you that maybe didn't speak in this space to share more stories and more love and more smiles about Matt as we eat dinner and as we party tonight. And I want to thank every one of you for being here. Look at what an amazing, beautiful cast of characters that Matt collected. We are a reflection of his life, and that's so beautiful to me because I consider so many of you my family. You're my tribe of people who I love, and I wouldn't know most of you if it wasn't for Matt. Opening his heart and his arms to me and his land to me when I was in the hardest, toughest, most broken portal of my entire adult life. He welcomed me with a smile and play. And I remember that day that we met at that community market where he just looked at me and goes, "Oh my God, you like plants and music too?" He was like, "Let's be friends." And I needed a friend at that time. I was like, okay. And the hopeful child, I remember I went home, I told my roommates I was living with, I met somebody named the hopeful child. And the hopeful child was the perfect name for him. For from that first time I saw him when he asked if he wanted to be friends, I was like, of course I want to be your friend, dude. To the last time I saw him at the Funny Farm party, for his party. He had that spark of childlike joy, of magic, of hope in his eyes. And to transition out of this physical form, out of this life, with that light still alive in one's eyes, to me that is to have lived a successful life. And so now our dearly departed brother, father, friend, farmer, wizard, and goofball has left us for the next destination in his soul's cosmic journey. And may all of the love that we have for him, may our prayers help him along that journey. And may we remember that love, the vibrations that he expressed with us in his lifetime. And may we know that it's okay to cry, to grieve, and to be sad, for we are currently in this human experience to feel and to learn from these emotions and to heal through these emotions that he has blessed us with. So may we feel all the feels that the hopeful child blessed us with. May his childlike, joyous attitude, his love and his openness, and the way he opened his arms and his heart for us and helped cultivate and pollinate this community. May the way that he lovingly took care of his kids and his partner and his plants, the way that he blessed us with soul food and sonic alchemy, may we reflect on those stories we've heard today and this slideshow we're getting ready to play, and may we gather all this inspiration and all these vibrations, and may these vibrations emanate through us for the rest of our days. So tonight, let us also celebrate in the name of the hopeful child, with the knowing that one day we will all be in the same place, and it will be our turn to leave this plane and to reconnect with the hopeful child. I know he's gonna be ready with food and that dance floor, and it's gonna be a party, it's gonna be a divine time. I'm so excited for that time, but in the meantime, may we know and he know that we can see his smile alive in our smiles. May we say, we love you, hopeful child. We love you, Matt. Let the video play.
Kind friends all gathered round, something I would say. What brings us together here has blessed us all today. Love has made a circle that holds us all inside. We're strangers are as family, loneliness can't hide. Kind friends all gathered round, something I would say. And what brings us together here has blessed us all today. Love has made a circle that holds us all inside. Where strangers are as family, loneliness can't hide. You must give yourself to love, if love is what you're after. Open up your hearts to the tears and laughter, and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. I've walked these mountains in the rain, learn to love the wind. I've been up before the sunrise to watch the day begin. I always knew I'd find you, though I never did know how. Like sunshine on a cloudy day, stand before me now. So give yourself to love, if love is what you're after. Open up your hearts to the tears and laughter, and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. Love is born in fire, it's planted like a seed. Love can't give you everything, but it gives you what you need. And love comes when you're ready, love comes when you're afraid. Will be your greatest teacher, the best friend you have made. So give yourself to love, if love is what you're after. Open up your hearts to the tears and laughter, and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. Love is what you're after. Open up your hearts to tears and laughter, and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love.
You say you got a heavy heart. Say you got a heavy heart. You say you got a heavy heart. It's hard for you to start carrying your heavy old heart. You say you got a heavy load. You say you got a heavy load. You say you got a heavy load. Walking down the road carrying your heavy old heart. And you sure don't know where you're going. Sure don't know where you're going. Sure don't know where you're going. But I say the sun don't know when it's glowing. Flower don't know when it's growing. River don't know when it's flowing. You're doing better than you know. You're doing better than you know.
She don't like her eggs all runny. She thinks crossing her legs is funny. She looks down her nose at money. She gets it on like the Easter bunny. She's my baby, I'm her honey. I'm never gonna let her go.
He ain't got laid in a month of Sundays. Caught him once and he was sniffing my undies. He ain't too sharp but he gets things done. Drinks his beer like it's oxygen. He's my baby and I'm his honey. Never gonna let him go.
In spite of ourselves, we'll end up sitting on a rainbow. Against all odds, honey, we're the big door prize. We're gonna spike our noses right off of our faces. There won't be nothing but big old hearts dancing in our eyes. She thinks all my jokes are corny. Convict movies and make her horny. She likes ketchup on her scrambled eggs. Swears like a sailor when she shaves her legs. She takes a licking and keeps on ticking. I'm never gonna let her go.
He's got more balls than a big brass monkey. He's whacked out weirdo and a love bug junkie. Sly as a fox, crazy as a loon. Payday comes and he's a howling at the moon. He's my baby, I don't mean maybe. Never gonna let him go.
In spite of ourselves, we'll end up sitting on a rainbow. Against all odds, honey, we're the big door prize. We're gonna spike our noses right off of our faces. There won't be nothing but big old hearts dancing in our eyes. In spite of ourselves, we'll end up sitting on a rainbow. Against all odds, honey, we're the big door prize. But we're gonna spat our noses right off of our faces. There won't be nothing but big old hearts dancing in our eyes. There won't be nothing but big old hearts dancing in our eyes.
If my words did glow with the gold of sunshine, and my tunes were played on the harp unstrung, would you hear my voice come through the music? Would you hold it dear as it were your own? It's a hand-me-down. The thoughts are broken, perhaps they're better left unsung. I don't know. Don't really care. Let there be songs to fill the air. Ripple in still water, where there is no pebble tossed, nor wind to blow. Reach out your hand. If your cup be empty, if your cup is full, may it be again. Let it be known there is a fountain that was not made by the hands of men. There is a road, no simple highway between the dawn and the dark of night. And if you go, no one may follow. That path is for your steps alone. Ripple in still water, where there is no pebble tossed, nor wind to blow. You who choose to lead must follow, and if you fall, you fall alone. If you should stand, then who's to guide you? If I knew the way, I would take you home.
I've seen Jesus play with flames in the lake of fire. I was standing. Met the devil in Seattle. Spent 9 months inside the night. Met Moody at another time. Showed me glory night. But I swear to God, was there every time I moved to the eyes of my best friend. Says my son, it's all been done. Someday you're gonna wake up old and gray.
here because we practicing permaculture out here. We're really out here practicing permaculture out here. Permaculture. Don't let me get you out here. You ever really try to meet sometimes you make Instagram content. I'm a content creator. I'm an influencer. I wear sunglasses at night. I don't even care. I can't even see in the dark like regular people. I'm not a bat. I'm not a rat. I'm not a mouse. I'm just me, Matt, and Kiki. Yeah, catch a Saturday night live down at the square. We're gonna be there on our golf carts with everything else as well. 2 watermelons, 7 dogs, 5 corn dogs. See you there. Love you. Peace.
So there's food in the back. And now it is time for us to eat and celebrate in the ways that the hopeful child would want. And so it's also to echo Luke, let's tell each other that we love each other. Let's make it weird. Hopeful child wasn't afraid of that, as that video just showed. And let's continue to celebrate. Just in case you didn't know, after we eat, we also are going to have music. And you are invited to participate and dance and laugh, enjoy that dance floor and that musical vibes with us tonight. Let's celebrate.
Alright, so I think I should call it. Think I should call it? Think I should call it?